Hey everybody, Susan here with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. I have a stamp and show and tell for you today for our Make It Monday project. For those of you who follow my blog, you know that on Saturday we did our Inspiration Blog Hop, and I shared this card with all of you, so you guys can go visit the video there and see how I put this nice and simple card together with our Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper and the Happy Thoughts sentiment. But I had paper left over sitting on my table, and last week I also had a demo meeting with my upline, and we did a fun card that I thought I would share the project with you today for our Make It Monday. So today I'm using the same paper selection, so I've got Flirty Flamingo and I've got the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. But I'm going to tie in the Floating and Fluttering. I'm going to use this big multi-butterfly stamp. And I'm also going to use the Happy Thoughts stamp set again. So this one we're going to add a little bit of embellishment with our scoring tool. So whether you have the scoreboard or, excuse me, whether you've got the scoreboard or you have your Fiskars or you've got the new paper trimmer, whatever you have, there's usually a scoring blade that doesn't actually cut, it just scores the paper. Some of us score our cards in half just so they're easier to fold, but we can also score to add a little bit of embellishment. So this is what I'm going to do. I had a piece of scrap Designer Series paper, and you can see here it's about 1 1/4 inches wide, okay, and I've cut it to 5 1/2, so that is the same size as my card. So 1 1/4. So I want to score a gap in my card that will be a little bit bigger than 1 1/4. So let's say we'll go 1 1/2. Okay, that'll give us 1/8 of an inch on either side. So I'm going to start, here's my 4 1/4 score, that's where I'm going to fold it. I'm going to start at 3 inches. Okay, so it's 3 inches for an end, or it's 1 1/4 inches down from the top of my card. Okay, so I'm going to go at 3. And then I said I was going to go a gap of 1 1/2 because my paper is 1 1/4. So if I go 1 1/2, that brings me down to 1 1/2. So I've got 3 total score lines on my card. Okay, I went 1 1/2, 3, and my 4 1/4, which is my halfway mark. Okay, so let me take that off the table. So just by adding extra score lines, we add a little bit of definition to our card. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to crease it with my bone folder. Okay. So it's a standard card, it's just got 2 extra score lines, and then I'm going to add my strip of Designer Series paper right there in the center of those score lines. Now you could do multiple score lines if you wanted. You could make them just a little bit bigger. I went a whole 1/4 of an inch bigger. You could go 1/8 of an inch bigger, in which case there wouldn't be as big of a gap above and below, but I did go an extra 1/4 inch. Okay, so as you can see, and I'm a little bit long, so all I'm going to do is, if your paper is a little bit long, just flip it over and trim it with your paper snips. Okay, alright, so there's that. Now what I've done is I've taken my Floating and Fluttering stamp, I've stamped it on the back side of the Designer Series paper, okay, and I've die cut it with the coordinating die. So now I've got this coordinating embellishment to go ahead and stick on my card. But before I do that, I want to stamp my sentiment, which I'm going to do in Flirty Flamingo. Hopefully it's going to show up dark enough, we'll see. So again, I'm using a sentiment from the Happy Thoughts. This is one about little things making a big difference. I'm going to stamp that down here on the bottom. There we go. And then I'm just going to add my butterflies that have been stamped on the back of the Designer Series paper, and I'm going to pop them up on dimensionals. Give them a little bit of extra pop, and then I'm just going to place that over here as my embellishment. Right? Easy peasy. So just by adding a little bit of detail with a score line, a scrap of paper, and coordinating colors, I was able to come up with this really cute and easy card. Now, if you didn't have the butterflies, you could embellish it with more flowers from your paper, right? Like I did on Saturday, or any other kind of dies and embellishments you have. So don't think just because I used these current ones that you can't use other ones in your collection. Here's a sample of one I made with my demo group. Same paper arrangement, but this time I used white and the blues, and that coordinated with this strip of paper. So you can see there's a difference of color on color versus the white with the contrast. So I hope you liked our little cute card today for our Make and Take or Make It Monday project. And you can leave me comments below if you have any questions and give it a try. I'd love to know that you are enjoying them and are trying them. Alright everybody, have a great Monday and do some fun stamping. Bye-bye.